Traders, welcome back to another Relentless recap. Guys, as you're tuning in, hit that thumbs up. If you're a new viewer, consider subscribing as you watch throughout the video. Before we jump into the recap and talk about how we were able to capitalize today to make over 500 bucks, let's talk a little bit about the risk of day trading, the risk of this particular business and venture. Guys, like any other business here in the United States of America, day trading is risky. It has its pros, it has its cons, and it's not one-sided. Where there is risk, there is reward. Where there is reward, there is risk. It's a constant back and forth, and the other side is always present. So be wary of those success stories from GameStop, AMC, Tesla, and so forth. Understand that when it comes to investing and trading, you have to do your research, you have to plan, and you have to approach the market in a low risk way. And for when it comes to day trading in particular, it's best to utilize the simulator. Practice trading the live market with artificial currency. Build consistency, gain experience, become competent, and then transition to real money and or a big account. At the very least, use risk money. A certain amount of cash that if you lose it, does not affect your life. Be careful, be wary of using the life savings, the retirement money, the family savings, the kids' college fund. Those type of things, guys, is very high risk, and you can lose it all, and you can get yourself into trouble. All right, so stay safe out there. Remember, me live streaming and doing recaps is not an invitation to copy trade. There's a formal way of going about learning, which we'll talk about later in the video. And lastly, be careful of the scammers. There's a lot of scammers, impersonators, people who are pretending to be me, creating fake accounts and trying to get you to send them money. Remember, I do not invest money for my subscribers. I will never ask you for money. I will never ask you for sensitive or personal information. With that being said, let's jump into today's video. Relentless Trader. We see that you're green $500 and $504.62. How were you able to get it done? Which stocks did you trade today? So, I formulated my watch list, watching at stocks CRNX. I believe WE might have came up a little later. And we also had, I just opened up my Thinkorswim, so it's not showing everything, unfortunately. Let's go back over here to the scans. In fact, what we can do is utilize Discord. All right, guys, so be sure to check out the Discord where we do have an alert section here for all these stocks that we're watching at. So COSM, CRNX, ACB, and LYRA. So let's pull up ACB here first. ACB, we're green $318 on. This stock didn't do too bad. I had fairly small sizes. I was watching at it, but it ended up doing its thing. So we went from a low here at 82 to a high of 115. I started trading it around this area here for a break of one, I believe around 95. I started getting involved. And so Relentless, what patterns were you looking at? How did you know when to buy? And how did you look to manage your risk if the stock was to go against you? Well, so there's a couple of patterns that I'm looking at here. And in particular, there's two. There's the baby pullback this is what I call it, the baby pullback, and then the break of $1, right? A lot of the times when the stocks get up to a whole number, or whatever, 1, 2, 3, all the way 50, 60, whatever it might be, a lot of the times there's a lot of buyers coming in as we're pushing over the level. So I started to watch right here as we pulled back. So we had a high of 94. It drops down here to a low of 91, right? Drops down to a low of 91, and then it gets back up there to 94. It pushes back up to 94. Once we get back to 94, I started watching. I didn't take the trade at the low off of the VWAP. I was a little late. But once we got back up to 94, I'm like, you know what, this is not looking bad. And I told myself, at a worst case scenario, I can risk the low of this candle. If I'm selling at 91, it means I've lost 3 cents. But I'm giving myself a chance for this to go all the way to 1 and potentially get over 1. And right here we got to 97. and then 102, and then 105 before a quick pullback here, a bit of a 3 bar play. This is essentially the same setup, just longer time frame. This is a baby pullback. This is more so the 1 minute pullback heading into a 3 bar play. And from there, we make the new high over 03, and we push up again. And so I move up my risk as the stock is moving up. Instead of buying at $1 right here, looking to stop out all the way at 91, I'm saying, hey, I'm buying 101, 102, 103 area, and my stop is the lows right here. So I'm in, it goes up again to 12, and boom, that's essentially how we made our $300. Trading a couple of setups, being active in there, taking a couple of cents over and over and over, and capitalizing on this stock. So for those of you who, you want to learn a little bit more about the ins and outs of this strategy, be sure to check out Merciless Markets. I'm not going to talk too much about it today, but just quickly, right, when you guys come on down through the chapters and you start getting to the patterns and edges, right, chapter 14, recognizing setups and patterns, again, like I mentioned, the baby pullback right here, the baby pullback, and then the 3 bar play. These were the two of the topics that we, two of the patterns that we traded, right? And so there's examples of what they look like and how to trade them, and live trading examples in later chapters, right? So be sure to check out MMU. Right now we have a 40% discount. That's active. Code Vegas. Code Vegas will get you guys 40% off in honor of Traders for a Cause, right? A big day trading seminar going down in November, right? The weekend of November, I believe 10th to the 13th. There's going to be a huge day trading seminar, and one gold member will be selected here. And all these names are in. We're going to spin the wheel on the live stream. One of you guys will win an all paid expense trip to Vegas with us for that weekend. So stay tuned for that. Something cool to give back to the students. But yeah, let's move on, right? Enough of the promotions. Relentless, we don't care about the promotions all the time. And I get it, right? Let's jump back into the patterns. What else did I trade today? Let's talk about WE. I didn't do great on this stock, considering the move it gave. This is a stock that went from $3 up to, 6 something and 120% move. Usually when a stock is this good, I'm like, green thousands of dollars. But yeah, that wasn't the case here today. From the moment this one started to push, I was looking at it and I just did not think it was going to be that type of stock that was going to be strong and consistent. And so I was very nonchalant. And I don't know. I tried to be proactive. I just couldn't bring myself to it. At best, I was up 400. And that was during this second push over here. But it was just such a weird moving stock for me, man. This one I feel like was best to be in, holding longer. And I didn't really get to capture any proper 5-minute pullback. And we had a few of them here. If we check, in terms of our flags, let's remove this trend line here quickly. Right. In fact, you know what? Let's make this entire thing bigger, right? Let's just bring up a whole nother thing. One cell. Yeah. So we have this 5-minute pullback here. I could have traded this particular setup. It did make the new low, so maybe I could have gotten chopped out. But over here, as we pulled back into the new high of day, I believe that was high of day, was it? Let's double check. Yeah, that's about high of day. In fact, we can put a proper trend line. So the high was at 505. Yeah, so right here would have been my best chance to be in. I think I was in there, but I sold it early and I wasn't in with size. But this is usually how I would take a trade to potentially hold longer for the bigger move. So trend line, I think it's price level. Okay, no, whatever. Anyhow, I could have been in here and holding longer with more size for this move, and that would have been my best trade of the day. But I sold this position early, took it off, and part of this is how I got myself to be up over 400 bucks. But yeah, I gave it back as we got here to the backside. So this is like the front side move in the afternoon, and then this was like the backside move. It did curl up a little bit, Maybe it'll be in play tomorrow. I'll watch it. I'll be a little bit more focused on it, but hopefully it moves better. But yeah, this was pretty good. You know, this 5 minute setup here, I think for me would have been the best opportunity as we continued nicely. And this would have been a signal to sell as we gave back a lot of our gains here up top. This is a sign of reversal, and it did come down. And the beauty of this type of setup is that I'm in and my risk is literally 10, 15 cents at most, right? Whilst the target is at 38. So if I'm in at 510, I'm stopping out, let's say 95, and I'm looking for 38 or more. And that's what's difficult sometimes too. You know, sometimes we do get up here to 38 and you think, hey, this is a great trade. 45, this is a great trade. You sell it all, but then it keeps going. You know, it's part of the trick. But anyhow, so that was what we traded today. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick recap. The recaps are getting out late because I have so much going on. I also have to do a better job managing my time. I tried not to do the recap before 4 p.m. actually. I might have to start doing it between 3 and 4. But I do that just so for the sake of transparency. When I do this recap, I'm done on the day indefinite because I do not trade after hours. So hit that thumbs up, quick recap here. Guys, check out the Discord if you are interested in being a part of the community, right? Not everyone is in the Discord. And for those of you who are not interested in being students, you know, because some of you guys are already, you know, you kind of know what's going on already. But if you're not in the chat room, be sure to check it out. The links are down below. We now have over 3,900 members. So check it out. You can join. There are two options here. One for $6.99 and the other for $14.99. $6.99, you will have access to the chat room via a read-only option. And if you want full access, you'll have the elite member position, which will give you, you know, full access to do everything, whether it's to utilize voice channels, you know, join in with us while we're trading and hanging out. Of course, texting everywhere, posting links, screenshots of your charts, things like that. The P&L section, which we can check to see how we did today as a unit. Let's see, how did we do? How did we do? How did we do yesterday? So this is today. Peg, small green, nicely done. Another nice green day here. So there's some nice green day BMAC with on a roll here with some really fire stuff as well, man. You know, way to go. We got to make sure to hit the thumbs up as we're going. J total 65 cents. And guys, keep in mind some people are using smaller size, some people are utilizing simulators, others are real money, big size, stuff like that. So we have another green day there. All the orange names are students. Another heads up, so nicely done. Small green there, 10x. Small red. Lucas, pretty good. Dylan, small red. BG in the red today. So we have some red P&Ls today. Nicely done, Spartan. I know I was watching the wrong place. Minus 111. Small red, not bad. Tim, surprisingly Tim red. Tim has been super green almost every day. So it seems like it was a rough day out there today. Mr. Man from the Sim 519 is a little bit of green. So, you know, we got some decent P&Ls, right? I mean, there's a lot more actually still. But yeah, so not bad. Right, we got the students doing well. So yeah, this is where I'll end it off. Take care, guys. Stay safe, stay green. It's been your favorite YouTuber, Relentless. Hit that thumbs up. I'll catch you guys later.